When the world decides that someone is a celebrity, they also decide that we can then talk about them in a weird shorthand. We all think, well, we all know about that person, so we can all just assume this knowledge about them, and it goes on like that. And it's a weird thing to do. I'll give you an example of what I'm talking about. Who here, just by show of hands, who here does know who Clarissa Dickson Wright is? Okay, that looks like about a half of you. For those who don't know, this is her Wikipedia page. There she is, Clarissa Dickson Wright. She's an interesting woman. Her name alone makes her fascinating to me. This is her full name, ladies and gentlemen. She is Clarissa Teresa Philomena Aileen Mary Josephine Agnes Elsie Trilby Louise Esmeralda Dickson Wright. That's a hell of a name. And she's a very interesting woman. As Wikipedia makes clear, she is best known for being one of a double act on a TV show called Two Fat Ladies, which is interesting given that she's named after 10 fat ladies and a hat. Anyway, the thing is, she's made this TV show, Two Fat Ladies, and it's about cookery, and it was hosted by her and another woman. They're both a bit large. And that means the world has decided that when we talk about her in future, it is now perfectly reasonable to just call her Fat Lady Clarissa, which had never struck me as odd until I was in my house one day. I had a friend visiting from America who'd never heard of her. I was on my laptop, on my sofa, and he was looking over, and he saw a headline, and he got really freaked out by it. This, ladies and gentlemen, is the headline here. Eat badgers killed in controversial cull, says Fat Lady Clarissa. Now imagine you don't know who that is and you're from a foreign land. You just think the British press are writing stories about random statements from random fat women and also calling them fat. That's weird. How would you react to that if you didn't know who she was? This is an interesting story, though. I enjoyed this story. It's about the badger cull. And she said we should eat the badgers once we've culled them because it's meat and it's good. Now, it made for a good story for the papers because it wasn't just her who got involved. Brian May from Queen is a friend of the badgers, ladies and gentlemen. He got very upset by Clarissa and her attitude. He responded saying this: I think we should seriously consider eating senseless people like this Clarissa, whoever she is. She's obviously outlived her usefulness. I wonder if she would be best boiled or braised. Yeah, nice one, Bry, sticking it to her, yeah? But he's fallen into the trap of insulting her, partly for not being famous enough with his whoever she is. Like, oh yeah, I'm much more famous than her. My opinion counts more than her. But the public love this kind of story because they get a fully fledged bitch fight between two celebrities. And that draws people to the story like flies round shit. And this is a wonderful thing for my hobby of collecting the weird comments from the bottom of the internet. I visited 7, 8, 9, 10 different news websites and forums where this story was being discussed, ladies and gentlemen. I collated the weirdest comments I could find, none of which were written by me, all written by genuine people. I've compiled them into something that I like to call a found poem, which I would like to perform for you now. Clarissa Dickson Wright represents all that is wrong about England. Clarissa Dickson Wright? She's Clarissa Dickson wrong, if you ask me. This horrible woman would probably enjoy roast pleb too. She's that sort. A posh sort. Clarissa Dickson Wright is just a telly cook who is no longer on the telly. And Brian May is just a pop star who is no longer in the charts. As such, their opinions are irrelevant. If this was one of the hairy bikers and Rihanna, I would understand. And while I like the hairy bikers, it is not about that. And I can prove it by telling you I do not like Rihanna. Badger burger. It rhymes. Badger burger, lol. Clarissa Dickson Wright is 100% right about this. And not just because I agree with her. It is morally wrong to kill an animal and then not eat it. Anything that dies should be eaten. That is the circle of life. Liberals are up in arms because they think badgers are more important than people. But, as I've always said, badgers don't vote. People are more important than badgers. End of. Would these so-called liberals complain if the badger meat was given to people on benefits? Maybe these people think tuberculosis has rights too. Because it is just a tiny animal when you think about it. Everybody knows badger loves mashed potato. Lol. Human beings are at the top of the food chain. Our ancestors fought for that right. And we should respect that and defend it with badger pie. I thank you.